here. Let's get back to business. Currently, Section 6 has been tasked with conducting rescue and investigation operations in the recently emerged Hollow. Initially, it seemed like an ordinary mission, but the companion Hollow is exhibiting rather peculiar corruption phenomena. Constantly shifting spiritual structures and terrain causes a great deal of interference so far. Our fellows from the White Star Institute and the HIA are stuck in the early scouting stages. We're essentially like a mech with its radar turned off, pointing the weapon aimlessly into the darkness and doomed to get lost in the endless forest. And the name of that horrible forest is Mileno.
Seems pretty serious. No wonder they've called in Section 6 for the disaster relief mission.
Precisely. Public security was supposed to manage the disaster relief and containment for this Hollow, but the Irradiant Core has dangerously intensified the corruption. The Hollow's landscape and spatial structure have shifted again. Strong ethereals are appearing one after another, and most of PubSec's equipment has malfunctioned, so they had to hand the upcoming mission over to HSO.
PubSec should have transferred operations to HSO before conditions worsened.
This journey is fraught with unforeseen dangers. Stay close to me, Proxy. Don't worry, Miss Miyabi. I'm Faithin, remember? I'm probably being overcautious. Alright, I'll take the front and leave the rear to you. Help me clean the filth in this pale wasteland, Proxy. What's that? Alright. Well, we might as well do that, because we'll unlock the rest of the tree. Oh, wait! This is the gear! This is how they started getting the gear stuff. Oh! Welcome back to ZENLESS ZONE ZERO. The coordinates match those provided by the intelligence section perfectly. This should be a stable space fissure leading to our destination. My calculations check out. Let's proceed through it. Brace yourselves for landing. Alrighty then. So there's this thing going around recently that's a little bit... Apparently, I think there's been a big new mod for Sonic Unleashed, which is... I think the Sonic games kind of go like this in terms of Sonic speed. I think Sonic Unleashed still holds the key. No. Sonic Frontiers has to hold the key still for the fastest Sonic. Well, either that or it's a tie between Frontiers and Sonic Unleashed, where Sonic actually feels fast. Because sometimes he feels fast, but in Sonic Unleashed, he is stupidly fast. Bamboo workbench. It's a bamboo workbench, and it looks like it's still functioning. Could we get any extra valuable data from it, Proxy? It's highly likely. Bamboo workbenches are usually set up to collect and store environmental data, which can greatly help during Hollow investigation or Hollow disaster response. The workbench incorporates a Marcel maze, mirroring Bamboo's logic circuit. If we can crack the circuit and navigate in the Labyrinth's terminal, we might just grab the vital parent carrot data. Proxy, this last step doesn't seem like an approved operation. Well, technical audits aside, technical audit aren't part of the HOS's responsibility. Anything that helps our mission is fair game. Thanks, Miss Miyabi. Yeah, I guess there just must be a new, like, really better than Sonic Project Unleashed mod that people are freaking out over for Sonic Unleashed to be going crazy again. Actually, oh wow, here comes the heavy winds again. I saw a part of the... I saw a part of the Sonic Unleashed mod, actually, that turns off those fucking jazz band... what's the actual... if I didn't feel how I did today, I think I would know what instrument that is. But that music that usually plays when the werehog fights is, like, off. You can turn that off. Or I think they probably make, like, different songs. But I think they made an update for it and they called it Like a Werehog. You know, like Yakuza Like a Dragon? Kind of stupid, but you know it's a Sega product, so... Yeet. Hold. What is this, Aiden Caldwell? Denny's, money, Denny's. It's like actually, this almost looks like a level, a Lego level. So I'm picking up studs. I'm starting to think that's a kid outside actually just making noise instead of just a whistling or the... Because I literally just heard the wind, and it sounds completely different than whistling. Oh no! Anyway, everybody likes some Lego Star Wars? I actually played a little bit of the most recent Lego Star Wars game with Winston, but ever since, you know, we've gotten Phasmophobia and stuff, and Winston's been busy working on a bathroom for about the better half of a whole year. He's almost done with it, though. He actually made that bathroom look pretty damn good. But he's been working on that for pretty much a whole year, so... hopefully when he's done with that, he'll be free to do much more other things. He's also trying to finally fix up his Ranger. So once he gets that fixed up, I think he would probably be a bit more free. And hopefully I can get back into recording games with him. I gotta get back into recording co-op games in general, but the problem is that a lot of that stuff has changed, especially with the newer jobs that Zach ends up getting and stuff like that. And also because I don't know, it's almost weird in the same way. I don't want to interrupt Zach and Jasmine's day asking Zach to play some games with me. But it's like, I guess it's more recording games, like ones where I could be like voicing over characters and stuff. Got it. The original data for the carrot prototype. Pretty smooth sailing so far. Let's keep moving. I think it's because a part of me feels a bit awkward doing voice acting stuff in front of my friends sometimes. I don't know why, I just do. Like, it's for some reason a bit embarrassing. That's how I kind of felt when recently voicing stuff in Call of the Lamb. But I think it's like, for me, I feel extra awkward if I do it in front of Zach's fiance, which I don't know why. I don't know. That's kind of why I haven't asked to play any games together recently, is because if I have to voice something, I don't want to voice something.
Weakling.
But it's also because he's been all up on Destiny anyway, and Destiny's been hitting, like, good seasons for him, like, practically every time, so he's always grinding it out. He's always making new builds, grinding this out, grinding that out, doing this raid, doing that raid, doing this dungeon, doing that dungeon, so... Winston's practically the only other one I can get for some recordings. So I had actually thought about maybe what I could do is see about maybe seeing if I could hang out and play some games with Jasmine, you know, Zach's fiance. Maybe we could get her into playing games like Monster Hunter and stuff. But she seems to be the type of girl who likes more action-oriented games. Like, she don't like no turn-based sort of thing. Which, I have not played a single co-op game that was turn-based with anyone except for Zach with that Haven game, and obviously that's for me and Zach to do. I don't know, maybe we'll all get back into the swing of co-op stuff at some point. I think Orange is supposed to be a lot more available here in March, because I think his dad is going out somewhere again for the month. So I'll probably be able to do some kind of streams with Orange and stuff for a couple of things. But what games we'll be streaming, I don't know. He says he wants to go through Dying Light all over again, and it's like, bro, I'm more than happy to play with him and stuff. That's like, I want to take Orange through newer games that he hasn't played. You know, like continue Sylvain and stuff. Why is Jane here?
Weakling.
Oh man.
I'm unstoppable.
Oh my god. Oh no.
You're done.
Waste of time. Mind and body.
There's just some games I still want to try taking
Resistance
Orange
is
through
futile.
so I can play, play some newer things. Like I really want
over.
him. I really wish he would like
Victory.
God
The
Eater.
only option.
I don't think he was disliking Code Vein at all. It's just it came to the part where Orange is the type of guy where when he finds something he wants to play, he kind of just wants to play that, and he'll play the shit out of that. Which I mean, when Elden Ring Night Ring comes out, like he's gonna buy that, and he asked me if I would join him, and I said sure, I'll join you. So it looks like we're gonna be playing a shit ton of Elden Ring Night Ring. Which is kind of funny. It's very funny when you think about this. Elden Ring Night Ring literally has the fucking nameless dragon whatever from Dark Souls 3. And Orange has never played Dark Souls 3. So it has some actual Dark Souls bosses in there, it seems.
My blade is already
And I
here.
joked with Orange saying, okay, you can't play this one because you need to go through Dark
Let's
Souls.
finish the job.
And I'm sure, I think Orange literally said, you haven't even finished anything in Elden Ring. So it's like, we're both gonna go in there. One of us has more knowledge than the other on certain aspects.
Yanagi.
One of us will be able to explain what something
How
is.
did the irradiant core form? How does its massive ether energy influence the hollow? And how can it corrupt and mutate such a vast area of buildings and lands? These are all questions that researchers at the White Star Institute will need to investigate. But what we have already observed is that the various sections of the hollow centered around its core are distorting and connecting into one, almost like one massive ethereal is taking shape. Needless to say, things aren't looking good. Normally, focusing on eliminating ethereals in each area would be an effective strategy in a typical hollow, but that doesn't seem to be the case here.
Even if it's an ethereal as large as a hollow, it has exposed its greatest weakness before us. Its core. Now that we know where the blade is meant to strike, the strategy is clear. Cut its limbs, strike at its core, just as we would with any other ethereal.
But HSO has only just started exploration, and our intel on the surrounding areas beyond the base's reach is very limited. If we dispatch operations under these conditions...
In that case, I'll take the lead in clearing the path. The sharpest blade should always be up front, clearing the way for everyone else.
Understood, Chief Miyabi. Then let me go over Section 6's operation strategy again. We will investigate and clear out the high-activity areas within the Hollow to reduce its overall activity.
I'm just gonna
As our
skip
scout
that
and
part.
vanguard, Chief Miyabi will move ahead of the main force to explore each area and suppress any potential high-threat targets.
Don't worry, I'm not fighting alone. I've got the proxy by my side.
I'm gonna say it. I still do not think. I think for a while we're not going to. Now, I could be wrong. Anby could immediately fix this, which would be really funny. And I love how the big recent meme that's been coming out. Well, not much of a meme, but
you bored?
people
Should
are
I read you
looking at.
something?
Okay, hold on. People are looking at Nicole and being like, wow, Nicole really out here recruiting demons. Because she had Nekomata, who was part of the Red Fang gang, Billy, who's literally a fucking super soldier, but he's just like, nah, I like having fun. Well, actually, Anby's the super soldier, but Billy is just the fucking badass robot dude who likes to play around, but when he gets serious, he's probably gonna whoop some ass, which has been told, and it's partially why Caesar is so strong, is because her arm is literally from Billy, and, you know, we're gonna literally see all of Anby's abilities. But anyway, my point was that literally Section 6 is like the strongest team in the game. At least Miyabi and Yanagi are literally the strongest characters in the game, and I don't think anyone is gonna be replacing Miyabi in power for quite a while. Like, Yanagi held the key, in my opinion, when she came out, but then Miyabi came by and was like, alright, time for a real master to do things. This should be the Irradiant Crystal Core. If we take it back, we should be able to obtain some useful analytic data. That's right. That's it. Let me help you collect it. We'll need to make sure it's handled and stored with care. If we bring it back to the base, we can analyze the relevant sample data. Did you get your ball stuck again? Hold on.
If there's nothing to do, we should practice the blade. You strike first.
There you go, boy. Alright. You're back. Was the operation successful? I found a sample of the irradiant crystal core. A sample of the irradiant crystal core? This is a huge help. I'll arrange for the personnel to handle the follow-up work and process the crystal core samples you collected. I believe it won't be long before our database provides valid analytic results. Chief of Shimi, were there any abnormal situations when you came into contact? Chief Oshimi, were there any abnormal situations when you came into contact with it? For example, seeing hallucinations or anything like that? Just a little, but it's nothing serious. Not long ago, I added hallucination-resistant exercises to my training regimen.
I see. Nonetheless, please stay safe. If any symptoms of corruption or hallucinations appear, please come back immediately and seek treatment.
Nice. So that should finish off only the first mission. I think this thing was like 2 hours. I think the video I saw on this was like 2 hours long. It might have been 4 hours. Oh god. Oh no, wait. These are just side objectives. These are the main ones. Oh. Increase attack damage. I think having all of the abilities unlocked would be good. Increase energy generation rate, increase basic attacks, frost damage, increase ultimate and chain attack damage. Ooh, if we go that way, we increase the crit damage. If an enemy is hit by any special attack, So we pretty much want to go down that way then. Or, I mean, I can go down the middle path. Oh, you can go down the middle path, but you need to get one of these ones, though. Okay, I see. Okay. We can go ahead and redeem ourselves 200 polychroma. I wish I wouldn't forget to redeem codes, you know, because that makes me lose out on very valuable things. Finds a Kaku, okay. I don't know if those are going to be voiced. Let's go ahead and go here. I didn't know I still had an account on that thing.
The irradiant core is deepening its corruption across the entire hollow. Ether energy levels are rising every second. More and more devices and equipment are breaking down. However, the worst part is more and more pesky ethereals are emerging from areas with high ether activity, and the size of this companion hollow seems to be growing. At this rate, this hollow will connect with surrounding smaller ones and potentially become a new large hollow. That's something we cannot afford.
Sounds like we should go straight to the hollow with the highest activity and let Miyabi eradicate the strongest ethereals. That's usually the go-to strategy for effectively controlling hollow expansion.
Exactly. The Recon Division has already identified the perfect target for assassination. But with the current progress on creating the carrot, there's no way we can get through the complex spatial fluctuation zone, or even find a fissure that leads to the target area. I mean, I need your help, Proxy.
I'm at your disposal, Void Hunter.
Hey, let me take that.
Chief Oshimi, here's the progress report on the exploration mission. In our next phase, we're going to push deeper into the Heartland. Of course, that also means we'll be stepping into more corrupted areas and facing far more dangerous enemies. I'm no expert when it comes to hollow research, but the iridium crystal core you recovered from the edge have really excited the researchers. Please keep collecting crystal cores as we explore deeper into the region. Speaking of researchers, there's a woman from the Institute who expressed interest in joining you. Chief Oshimi, she says she wants to secure survey data firsthand as soon as possible.
Well, you're an old woman, so what an elegant choice of words from the gentleman at HSL. The lady from the Institute is just in fact little old me. There's no need to worry about my age, Chief. This old lady has explored plenty of hollows in her time. I've always been a big believer in field expeditions, you see. Go ahead and do what you need to.
So there you have it. Anne here has entrusted herself to you, officer.
Alright, back to work. So what was I saying earlier? I was talking about, I think it was the playing games with Zach and stuff, and you know how I want to do, how if Orange is free this month, I'm going to try to see if I can get him to play some more things with me. See, because we've finished Resident Evil 6, we finished Resident Evil 5, like, I'm going to list off the basic games that I always co-op with people that I actually play with a lot. Like, you know, I took...
Are you bored?
Oh, hold on.
Should I read you something?
I can already smell the dense ether in the air, and that foul radiant stench mixed in with it. The ether concentration really has increased. How are you holding up, Anne? I'm fine. A strong constitution is a researcher's greatest ally, and my ether aptitude score is quite high. If I were 10 years younger, I'd probably enjoy the HSO myself. But as you can see, the effects of corruption in this heartland are far more severe, and terrain distortions are becoming increasingly common. Thankfully, the Institute and those HSO kids have already deployed a bunch of ether disruptors. Here, those are Ether Technology Division new toys. You've used them in the Edge already, right? I heard that the technician Bangbu next to you is quite skilled at operating these disruptors. With that in mind, I'll leave the upcoming exploration to you. The Ether Disruptor Probe Beta 1, also known as Ether Beam Disruptor, generates precise laser beams by stimulating ether crystals. These laser beams then interfere with the ether field between designated nodes. I'll skip all the complex technical explanations. In short, just fine-tune the laser beams and connect the disruptors with light. That's the gist of it. Okay.
Do.
Alright, let's see here. So that's pretty simple. There we go. The path is clear. Let's keep moving. Well, this one's an odd tech setup, huh? So, basically, as I always do, when I play games with friends, first we start playing Resident Evil games. Like we play through all of Resident Evil 5, all of Resident Evil 6. And then after that, I start taking them through, like, Dead Rising. I pick which Dead Rising we go through. At this point, mostly it's Dead Rising 2 off the record, because that one has more in it, and it takes a bit longer to complete, but it has way more in it. And it is better than 2 in some ways. Oh, damn it. How come those 2 aren't back yet? It must be another rare sample they just had to chase after. Chief Oshimi, our squad is currently helping the Institute with our exploration mission here. Is the operation going smoothly? It's going relatively smoothly, but one of our members went out with a researcher to collect samples and hasn't returned yet. If they don't get back soon, we won't be able to withdraw. I was about to dispatch a squad to go look for them, but we're short on hands for this urgent mission. We still need members to stay behind. Understood. I'll rescue any trapped or missing personnel as I go. That would be great. So, you know, we go through Dead Rising, and then after that, what else do I take friends through? I had to have more games. Well, I know, then I see if a friend will go through the entirety of the God Eater series with me. Another beam disruptor has been activated. Wait, did Fairy just say something about shut up? Anyway. So yeah, you know I took Zach through the entirety of God Eater, because he was willing to do that. Especially after the first game got better because he enjoyed the bullet thing, so that's why he went through the entirety of the first game. And then he loved that the second game was better. And everyone likes the third game if you play it. Trap personnel detected. Proxy, find an alternate route and check on them.
Oh, Chief Hoshimi, I knew it. If I waited patiently, you'd make a heroic entrance.
I'm sorry, but this researcher insists on taking samples down there. But with just the two of us, we can't possibly handle the ethereals along the way. So this guy, the researcher, insists on waiting here, saying we either wait for the ethereals to die naturally or for your arrival. We're almost out of time for being in the hollow.
Chief Hoshimi, there are crucial samples down there. Shards of the Iridian core.
Skip the details. I'm all too familiar with these sorts of reckless requests. Just make sure you don't turn into ethereal before I get back. So, yeah. So, it's like the next step is going through God Eater. And, you know, Winston went through part of God Eater 1, but then he really didn't enjoy it. So I finished God Eater 1 myself, and then played 2 on my own, and then played 3 with Winston. He loved 3. And then after that, if I get friends that enjoy... Hold on. Okay, no, it's still on. It doesn't seem to be opening any secret passage or anything, so you know, you do that, and then if the friends enjoy God Eater, you have to go through the entirety of God Eater before playing Code Vein. So, you know, we played Code Vein. So it's like, the only options I have for Orange right now is, Code Vein, Ether Fluctuation, New Irradiance, I'll put this humanity. So, like, yeah, it's like,
My
we go
blade
through
is
Code
already
Vein,
sheathed.
and then, oh yeah, then there was Monster Hunter as well. So, like, Winston went through Monster Hunter a bit, up until a point where he got stuck and I couldn't get in there to help him yet. So, he stopped playing that one. But then, we went to go play Monster Hunter Rise, partially, which I still want to go back to. But Monster Hunter Rise is like so much easier to play. I don't know why. But it's so much easier.
My blade is already sheathed.
Secure the perimeter.
Waste of time.
So, I don't know. After
Fine.
if I can get through Code Vein with Orange, I'll see about getting him back into God Eater 3. But if he doesn't enjoy God Eater, he won't enjoy Monster Hunter. Which means he won't even enjoy Wild Hearts either, and I bought that. And I'm thinking about some other co-op games to buy. Like, I could try playing Remnant with Orange, but I was supposed to also do that with Zach and Winston. And hell, that's why we haven't even finished Borderlands yet. Here you go. I've got what you need.
Praise be, Miss Miyabi.
Also, we have Saints Row 3 as well. That's another option.
We're one step closer to uncovering the truth. We're one step closer to uncovering the truth behind the Irradian phenomenon.
Please make sure to bring this lively researcher back to the base. It's my duty. It's like there is so many games to play, but it also feels like there's so little time.
Simple.
What are you doing?
Watch your six.
Hello? You have shields to break. Oh, come on, damn it.
You're done.
Wait, we're
Overconfident.
out? What do you mean? Do not recall even using one, but okay.
Purging slash.
Where are you? Oh, I'm surprised it's still shooting.
My blade is already sheathed.
Its disruptor isn't working properly. I suggest its carrot data is outdated. It's inevitable considering these devices were pre-deployed. The ether disruptor relies on carrot data to function, which provides spatial topology data that serves as a Bangbu's navigation map, and the disruptors... there I go with all the complex technical jargon. I'll stop there. But the Bangbu workbench next to this disruptor should have the latest carrot data.
So, yeah. That's pretty much my troubles with thinking about co-op games and stuff I want to play with friends. But when it comes to Orange, the thing is that you might try to introduce him to something new. The boy is then going to say, nah, we playing this. Well, I'm gonna go play Warframe again for the 1000th time. It's like, bro, I want to play games with you. And I don't want to play Warframe. That is kind of the problem with me, though. When I want to play something with them, it's always what I asked for. So that's probably why I should try to pick up more streaming co-op games instead of normal recording ones that I do. Because it would just be better that way to just stream the games, I guess. But it's like, I don't really want to stream Monster Hunter, though. Because I don't want to stream any game that's like Monster Hunter, because you really want us to go through a whole... I mean, yeah, it can turn into like a... Okay, no. What I mean is, at least for the first time of playing it, I don't want to stream it. Oh! Like, I've streamed playing co-op with my friends on Monster Hunter games. But what I mean is that I don't want to do it the first time, you know? Like, I want to see... I don't know. I keep trying to come up with some kind of excuse. Part of me doesn't want to get more friends into a game if I think it's not going to be as enjoyable. Like, that's when you probably say, well, why aren't you playing all of Monster Hunter alone by yourself to see if it's enjoyable? It's like, if I can do a playthrough of a game in co-op, I always choose to do that instead of play a game solo. Because I think co-op always adds an extra bit of flair to a game, and I think, I don't know, maybe people enjoy a co-op playthrough more than a single-player playthrough. So that's why I always try to play games in co-op if possible. And I enjoy looking back on the memories of playing games in co-op. Because I like seeing friends' reactions and stuff like that. And I especially like it if they end up enjoying that co-op series, just like I do. It makes me very happy. But, of course, with the way life is, we're not kids anymore, so we all got jobs or other things to do with our lives. I might not have one yet, but when I do, I won't really be able to even record much anyway. So all those games I say I want to play in co-op, that I would usually do my normal editing for, it's not going to matter, because I'm just going to have to end up streaming them anyway if I ever want to play with my friends. Because I'm not going to have time for the way I edit videos. Because that takes a little bit of time. It's not the most complex stuff, but it still takes a little bit of time.
Resistance is futile.
It still takes at least like 2 hours
I'll handle it.
Edit 5. It takes like an hour and 30 minutes to edit normally 5 videos. If they all have need edits, that is. And then the rendering also takes around like an hour and a half. So like that's time that I might not actually be able to lose when I come home from a job and stuff. Chief Hoshimi, you've noticed it too, right? There are strong ether fluctuations on the platform above. There's probably a tough ethereal up there. We might even find an irradiant crystal core there. That would be an unexpected bonus. Leave it to me. Troublesome enemies are exactly the kind of evil that must be eradicated.
Every night I will save your life, and